So welcome guys. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about rushing with trying to be profitable. And yes, so like time is not against you. Time is with you. Okay, time is not against you. Time is with you. Time is your best friend. The time that you start ignoring time and trying to rush the process, then that's going to make you fail. Because you see, the market operates like this. Once you have high expectations, you most likely make a lot of mistakes, unnecessary mistakes, and it leads you back to start over again and again and again. And that's now one of the biggest delays that I have experienced in my journey. It's not that I was not able to accomplish many things, but I was not at peace with the process. I did not want to experience the process. I just wanted things to happen very fast. I wanted everything to happen my way. And that made it very difficult for me to be a profitable trader. So obviously, like, I was already created for this. I know that I know I'm the best, but when it comes to my dreams and my ambitions and the goals that I set for myself and all the things that I want to achieve, it felt like I'm having less time, and I had to like hurry up with everything. And whilst doing that, I was destroying, myself. I was putting pressure on myself. I was not enjoying the process. I did not enjoy the process of learning. I did not enjoy the process of everything because I put so much pressure on myself. But one thing that I have learned throughout, you know, making this type of mistakes is that time is my friend. Yeah, like time is my friend. Um, Consistent growth is what um can put me on, you know, or it can bring me a step closer to my goals. But one win is not gonna make me successful. And and, and I'm grateful to God that I was able to learn this at a very, 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 very early stage as a professional. Because all these times that you see that I would put pressure on myself. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. And one of the things was also, I would tell people what I'm going to do. I'd always let people know, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And then because I told people, I would now, because I set time frames, it would be very difficult for me to achieve my goals because I told this person I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna achieve this. And it's good for accountability, obviously, but it's also bad for psychology. um Things don't go your way, and my approach and my philosophy is that if I have to plan for something, I should also plan failure. I just don't want to plan success. I also plan failure, meaning that I know that this whole week I can be profitable, and I also know that it can go south. I know that this week I can lose a lot of money. And since I know that I'm gonna lose money this week, I make sure that my losses are so small that it won't affect me, and that my wins are so big, right? That it won't affect my psychology. So now I also started adjusting my expectations um by having long-term goals and having short-term action points, by knowing that I can do these things daily, and even if I experience problems in the middle of the way, I will still make it because I'm doing something right consistently. Consistent actions in a positive direction, even if there are difficult days, you will still lead you to the success that you're looking for. That was one of the things that was very difficult for me in the beginning. I just thought that I have to make it, I have to make it, I have to make it, but I forgot about the process. The process of being successful starts with you mastering yourself. Because if you don't master yourself, then you're gonna leak. There's gonna be leakages. in you. Maybe it's character leakages, maybe it's management. You're not good at managing your money, you're not good at managing emotions, you're not good at managing yourself. So there's so many things you have to develop on yourself, and that takes a toll on you. Sometimes it can take a toll on you sometimes, because um in my mind I was always thinking that, oh, success just comes like this, but I started realizing, no, it takes time. Success takes time, and time is my friend, and I need to use it, in a better way. Like, for example, if I lose, then I know that I have more time, right? As long as I'm able to wake up tomorrow, and that's up to God, actually, not up to me. So I should be grateful that I can be able to wake up tomorrow, and then tomorrow I'll try again. So that gives me room not to over risk on my account, not to be extra on everything, but I'm just waiting to see what happens tomorrow. And I know the set of rules that I'm following, the philosophy that I live by as a person, the emotional state that I want to be in. When I'm not in that state, I don't do certain things. I don't trade the market. I don't go on the charts, because I'm prepared to do this when I feel in a certain type of way. Um, and that mastery takes time. It takes time for you to master yourself to that extent that you would know that if I feel like this, I'm not gonna trade. And also knowing that if you lose a certain amount, then you'll be like, I'm not gonna trade today. It takes a lot of discipline. The process is stressful. Let me tell you the truth. Mostly when you know your potential. When you know your potential, when you know what you can do, when you know what you can achieve, then your enemy becomes your impatience. It can be your impatience that can ruin the whole thing. Because you can have the skills, you can have the expertise, but some things take time. More like, you see governments that would say, no, I'm gonna take, millions of dollars, and I'm just gonna drop it in the economy. Nope. Then that's gonna increase inflation. Inflation will go up, and then the economy is gonna collapse because it won't handle this amount of cash flow that's coming in. Then the currency will weaken, and you start seeing that people go to buy bread with lots of money. So you inject some capital, you see how the market responds to it, then you inject it face by face, right? That's also how life is. You don't just go straight to the end point of like living in that house that you always wanted to live in, or having the life that you always wanted to have. It starts with small consistent, like, results, meaning you first make your first profit, you buy yourself, a drink or something, then you start making a second profit, you do your haircut, or if you're a woman, you do your hair, then the second profit, you know you give your family. And as you are gradually growing consistently, for some people it takes a few months, for some people it takes years, but eventually you get to the point where you now are making 10,000 per month, 20,000 per month, 50,000 per month, 100,000 per month, $1 million a month. It's different stages of life. And where we find it difficult is that everyone wants to fit into another person's life without going through the process. And that's where competition starts. People start competing with other people while they don't even know what the person did to get there. They don't know the price the person paid to get there. They don't know what type of things they had to overcome to get there. So that's why I just want to make it clear to you that sometimes it takes time. It takes time. Then you need to understand that you need to be focused and understand that it will take time. All right. You have to be focused enough to know that you can do it, but also be realistic enough to know that it takes time. All right. If you have everything you want right now, your character won't be shaped. You'll be a very rich but a useless character. And also vice versa. You can have the best character and be poor. So it takes time. Things take time for them to start, working out. It takes time for you to develop, and it takes time for you to become the best version of yourself. And you need to appreciate the little days. That's why the Bible is very clear. It says, don't despise the days of small beginnings. And that's a very important scripture. You should not despise where you are at now, because you were not there a few years ago. You should appreciate the fact that you are so far ahead, and you're just one move away from reaching your next level, or maybe you're just 5 more moves away from reaching your next level, or maybe you're 10 moves away from reaching that level. It depends on how much effort you put in. Now you don't even know that it's maybe like just one more move left for you to get to that level, and you are rushing, and you're going to lose that and start over again just because you're impatient. That's why it's very important that you understand that time is your friend. Time is not your enemy. Yeah, so if you guys like these videos that I'm dropping here, like, share, subscribe, and tell me what you learned from this video. I'll be reading the comments, I'll be seeing what you're saying, I'll be responding to what you're saying. And yeah, your journey is not the same as someone else's journey. Your journey is different. Your process is different. Your story is different. Embrace it. Don't wait for the future to enjoy the process. Enjoy the fact that you're learning, you're going through everything you're going through, because that's what shapes you. It's the lessons that shape you. It's not who you become. It's what you go through that makes you who to become. And some people let bad things shape who they are, and that's why they become bad people. Some people let they bring out the best out of bad things, and they become the best people. So it depends on what you choose to see the world as, and how you see life, and how you see the process, and how you see time. And I always like to tell people it's better to make 500 per day than to lose $1 million trying to make 10 million. It's better to make 500 consistently, knowing that you are making it consistently, than to have a 10,000 once in a lifetime. 500 is more stable per, you know, that, let's say, week, if you can make that, 3 times, that's way better than you getting a 10,000 once after every 3 months, or once or twice after every 2 months. That's something that's not reliable, because what if it stops coming? That's by luck, that's gambling. So consistency is, but if you're not realistic with your life, and realistic with who you are, then obviously the pressures of the world are gonna hit you, and you're gonna do stupid stuff. Yeah, you're gonna do stupid stuff, and you're gonna blame the devil, and you're gonna blame forces of darkness, but it's you are putting yourself where you're not. You should appreciate the process. Just because you think 2026 is the year you're gonna drive your car doesn't mean that you have to create the moment. No, you have to line up and be consistent so that you can drive the car. Don't try to create the event of you getting to the car. You should create the event of you being consistent, because the universe, which is God, rewards those that are consistent. It rewards those that are consistent. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to tell you. Have a blessed day. Thank you very much for watching this video. Like, share, subscribe.